Welcome everyone! Tonight I'm going to teach you all how to organize your life because I'm starting school in 2 days and I've done this a couple times. So I'm going to walk you guys through the processes of what I do to keep myself organized during the school year, and hopefully they will be some helpful tips. So let's just get right into it. So the first one we're going to go through is Google Calendar.
So you can see all the past schedules that I've put in. You can look back on it, which I think is a pretty fun part of using Google Calendar. And I was very busy. Wow, that's a lot of stuff on my schedule. So the first thing I do is look up my academic calendar because I always forget when our last days of the school are. So now I'm inputting one of my classes, Stat 88. The thing that you want to look for is more options right there. For each of my classes, I use a different color. I know some people like to do all of their classes one color, but I like to keep it colorful. The most important thing is that you want to hit custom in that corner, and you want to put your classes on the days that they are. So this class will be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and you want to click that it ends on the day that your semester ends or whenever your classes end, or else the event will just keep going forever. Hit done, and then you should see your class inputted into your schedule. So there's Stat 88. I'm going to continue doing this with the rest of my classes. And another thing is for discussions that I have, I put them in the same color right there. You can see that it's purple because it's the same class, but I make sure to distinguish between lecture and discussion. Okay, so there's the rest of my classes. You can see that they're inputted for all the weeks. And now for any other events that I have, like calls with my friend, I will put them in blue, which is the default color on Google Calendar. And then if we have a Zoom link, I will put that in the location because that's technically the location of the meeting.
And I do this for each of my classes too. I just don't have the Zoom links for them yet. And so once I do, I put them in as the location. So it's really easy when I have my Google Calendar open to just click on the event and then go to the Zoom link.
So I'm gonna hit save, and there is my call with K.lee. Hi K.lee. So Google Calendar also has tasks and reminders that you can use, but I don't really use these because they don't really go away. I just use Google Keep. Okay, here's Google Keep.
So Google Keep is basically a note-taking app for Google, which is what I used when I was using my Google Pixel, and it's what I use on my iPhone as well. I know they have the Notes app, but it doesn't link as seamlessly to my laptop, so I just prefer Google Keep. Functionality is a lot more simple. It doesn't have a bunch of things that Notes has, which is kind of like a Google Docs to me. On Notes, basically you can take notes. What I use for Google Keep is really just to jot down my everyday activities and things that I need to remember throughout the day.
And as you can see, the notes that I jot down are super informal. They're just things that are on my mind. So there I have things to do, and I also have a long-term tasks that I put longer-term tasks on. Petition. Okay, there we go. Nope, still wrong. So petition for reduced course load, that's something that I have to do. And since these are long-term tasks, I don't need to see them immediately, so I will pin my short-term tasks. You can see that there are collaborators, you can change the color of the note, and now it is pinned. You can see that little pin in the corner. Here is why I use Google Keep as written by Google Keep. It is simple, it syncs with my phone. You can share notes with anyone if you have their email, and I think you can also create a link. And you don't need iCloud storage because for notes, you do need iCloud storage, and I'm all out of that, so my notes no longer update. For Google, you have a lot more storage. It's not unlimited, but it's a lot.
So now I'm going to show you guys how I organize my email slash Gmail slash whatever email you use. I'm pretty sure you can do this on a lot of email providers. The idea for this is that I want to create a different folder for every class to put emails pertaining to that class in that folder. I said that really convoluted, but you get what I'm saying. So different folder for every class. And what I want to do is make filters that automatically filter incoming emails and put it into the right folder. And I don't know if this is a thing that a lot of people use, but I didn't start doing this until last semester. and it really made me a lot more organized, because if I was thinking of a specific email, I wouldn't have to search through all my emails. I would just have to go into the class folder and I could find the email that I was thinking of much more easily.
I have Spring 2021 set up, and I'm going to show you guys how to create another label. You can add a sub-label, and in this one, I'm going to name it Asian American Diaspora, which is one of the classes I'm taking. And you want to check that little nest label under box and put it in the folder that you want. In this case, it's Spring 2021, and say create. And then you will see that appears right there, Asian American under Spring 2021. And I like to change the color of these as well, just to keep it fun. So I'm gonna make this one orange. Great. So another thing you can do with your labels is you can hide them if you want, and they won't show up in this list on the side.
I will typically hide all the ones that aren't the current semester, so I'll hide last semester's labels and anything that I don't need to access right away, just to keep that sidebar organized. Okay, so now we're gonna jump into filters. I think filters are a really clever way to organize your inbox. So what I want to do is put a filter on emails that come into my inbox so that it automatically puts them in the correct folder for the labels that we just created.
So what you want to do is click on that little arrow in the search box, and you can put in a bunch of filters that you want. In this case, I keep mine pretty simple. All I put in is it must have the words or numbers of whatever I want.
So in this case, my class is Asian American Studies 131, and so whatever emails that come in that have the number 131 will automatically be put into my Asian American Studies folder. You don't have to put a number. You could put like the name of your professor, you could put like the actual name of the class. Just make it unique so it won't accidentally put other emails into the folder.
So after you click next, you want to actually apply the label. So you can do whatever you want with it, but what I'm doing is applying a label. So you can click apply label, choose label, and now you can choose the label or folder that you want to put it in. In this case, I want to choose the corresponding class, which is Asian American Studies 131. So now that is there, and for example, you can see in my Data 100 folder,
all these emails have automatically been filtered from my inbox into this folder, and they appear in my inbox with the little label of Data 100, and they all pertain to Data 100, which is exactly what I want.
If you want to manually make labels, you can click that little label up there by checking the email and putting it in the right folder. So now we're moving on to how I take notes in Google Drive. So again, this is on my personal account, and you can see all these documents I have.
I don't make a lot of folders in Google Drive just because I never really know where they go, and that is not a tip for organization, but I generally like to see everything laid out.
Here is one of my classes that I took notes for last semester. As you can see, I organize it in just one giant document that is 21 pages.
So I'll organize this document just by lectures and then take notes under each one. And another reason why I like to put things in a giant doc instead of having each lecture on a separate doc
is so that I can Control F and I don't have a bunch of documents open. I have everything I need for the entire class. And you can share your document. You guys know how Google Docs works. What I do before semester for all my classes is I create a blank document labeled whatever class I want, and I put the first lecture in there. How I actually take notes is that I have a monitor, so I'll watch my Zoom lecture on the big screen and then take notes on my notes doc. But before I had a monitor, I used split screen. That is a really useful shortcut.
So that is all I have planned for this video. I really hope that it was helpful and you guys enjoyed seeing what I do to get ready for school. Let me know in the comments if you're going to try any of these things or how you do things differently, because I just think it's really fascinating to see the way that people get organized. I would love to hear that. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.